Welcome to the 16-ounce Cinema Podcast.
Hello and welcome to 16-ounce Cinema, where we drink pints and talk pictures. I'm TJ. I'm here with Angus.
Hello.
And Michael.
I am the Polish Hammer at this episode. Thank you.
Oh, shit.
Right.
I should have made a cool wrestling name.
I thought of it going into it, and then I got in the moment, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't think of any cool wrestling names. And then I totally thought you, Angus, of all people, were going to like.
Well, it's because you never
storming
really
out the
watched
gates.
wrestling that I remember. So.
No, this episode is going to suck for me. I mean,
it's just be me and Angus jerking each other off.
yeah, I'm just
and
going to
you
be way
picked
out of
it.
my depth. I know. I figured it would be fun, and I'm going to have fun. I'm just going to be way out of my depth the whole time. So, yeah, welcome to Season 2 of 16-Ounce Cinema. We're back after a whole month away. It was hard times that month away. And debuting
We got
this
some
season,
recorded in there.
we got our little best of. You can go back and listen to 30 more minutes of us talking over an hour and a half of clips of us. That'd be cool. So this episode is movies starring a wrestler with the rule that the wrestler can't be The Rock.
Which is a good rule.
That's a great rule, yeah.
Yeah, it eliminates some obvious picks. I think we. Go ahead.
The funny thing is, like, you told us the other day you were watching Skyscraper.
Yeah, it really made me nervous about what the fuck you
Yeah,
were doing.
me too.
You guys thought
I mean, I was a little worried. Good movie though. So.
Did you guys read the review?
Not yet. I did like it though. That's the most important.
Oh, I went into the philosophy of Skyscraper. Just not to go into
we
the
don't
whole
need to
thing.
get it. No Rock.
But how
talk.
The
No
Rock
Rock
only
talk.
has the Rock
God
is
damn
the everyman, but he's the ultimate everyman because he has a prosthetic leg, symbolizing how each one of us carries a weakness with us into every conflict.
Yeah, like not being
that
on
we enter.
steroids and a millionaire. That's my weakness.
I would take a
fat.
fake leg for that.
Anyway, my review is 5 paragraphs of that. It was just really digging deep into Skyscraper, seeing beyond the action movie veneer.
Well, now
Okay.
I feel I need to promote something now.
All right,
have
something
anything
with
to
The
promote.
Rock in it. Hey, Angus,
I watched
you watched
Rampage.
Rampage.
Yeah.
Damn it, I was gonna say I watched Rampage. I watched The Rock beat Hulk Hogan again like a week ago, so that's kind of cool.
Ooh.
Like, new?
No, this was from like 2010 or something. I don't remember, a long
Ah.
time ago.
Okay,
I
I thought
watched-
it just happened.
Rampage, and then I recently rewatched Watchmen. That's saying watch a lot in the same sentence. And Angus is gonna hate this, but I think Malin Ackerman is one of my least favorite actresses,
Fuck you.
especially
fuck
after
you.
Rampage. She was
I don't.
Well,
Every time
she
she
was
was
don't,
on
terrible.
don't talk
screen.
about Rampage. I'm still watching it soon, so don't talk.
I'll
about
just say one thing. Every time she was on screen, not just her performance, but also the dialogue they gave her. I watched this movie in theaters, and every time she came on screen, I just stared at the wall. Like, I learned every little bit of texture and, like, coloration and the way the lights and shadows fell on the walls, where the speakers were
Okay,
located.
you know what bothers me about the movies is like they leave the little lights on where you're walking on the stairs. That's really distracting as fuck, man. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Every time I sit anywhere near the aisles, all I'm doing is staring at this fucking close encounter lights just up and down the fucking aisle. Who's the retard who can't just walk up a stair? Like, why can't it just be a flat ramp?
Are you sitting on the steps? Like, why are
No,
they
like,
that in your life?
Any seat within like the first 4 aisle seats. Maybe it's because I'm tall and I just see all
I
the
don't
fucking
know.
lights.
Yeah, like I've maybe noticed it, but never actually been bothered by it. But then again, I sit like obnoxiously close and center, so I'm beyond those lights because of where I sit.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got you. Okay.
I'm always center, so
Yeah, me too.
doesn't
All
bug
right,
me.
let's get into our.
And
beers.
I like to go at creeper times and wearing hoodies alone. So
Oh, I wanted to go back into the Rampage.
Oh, okay. Just nothing. I would be spoiled.
is it about Doom? Because I have a Rampage about Doom, another Rock movie.
no. Absolutely not.
No, we're not. we're not doing that.
No Doom speak for the first 2 seasons. Next, whatever that means.
2 seasons. Okay, I get one rant every 2 seasons. So season 3, I can come back at it.
You can come back at it.
Fine.
Well, the funny thing with Rampage was every time that he signs to the monkey and he's saying it's me, he's actually signing it's Rock. Which is hilarious.
I must have really confused the monkey.
No, the monkey was a huge Rock fan.
Oh, okay.
I want to rock!
Monkey's actually from Detroit Rock City. So that's cool.
That's why it was Rampage, and it just wanted to start a mosh pit.
Just wanted to hang out with Kid Rock. Who is this guy? Wrong Rock. Thanks.
All right. So I'll start with the beers. So I have Blade and Bow. They were established 1935. I don't have it's got a key on it. And then there's these little
that's
blurbs
neither a blade nor a bow. That's bullshit.
Talk about keys. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of keys that I guess they hang up there to remind them of the 5 keys to distilling whiskey, because it's not a beer, it's a bourbon.
Oh, all right. I feel like bourbon and whiskey is just going to be more and more acceptable as the season rolls along.
I was gonna say, you guys have been drinking a lot of liquor and shit on these episodes.
Yeah, I think you started the floodgates on that one, and we just picked it right up.
Yeah, because of the mixed one.
It's cool. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 91 proof, and
Jesus.
Next episode,
I'll look over these key things and I'll chime in. You continue. I'll chime in if I've got anything good here.
My beer is an American Blonde Ale in lieu of my favorite wrestler of all time, the Stinger, and Blonde Sting, of course, not the Crow.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's
Crow Sting is the best.
He's my least favorite wrestling gimmick.
Well, no.
No?
I take that back. Wolfpack Crow.
Okay,
Sting.
Wolfpack Crow was pretty awesome. The red
the
and
best.
black was cool. I agree.
That's the best. Anything
Especially
Wolfpack,
when he
though.
did the woo, that was cool.
Woo!
And so it's from Melvin Brewing Company, and it has a giant man in the bee suit, like a honeybee, on it for some reason, and it says "Killer Bees American Blonde Ale." So I wish we did a bee movie, but we're doing a wrestling movie, so I got the Blonde Ale.
Bee movie?
Happy with it.
Well, a lot of wrestling movies are B movies.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah.
Mine is more of a C, so I don't know what that would stand for, but
Cunt.
it says that it's perfect for mowing your unwatered lawn, and I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's what it's good for, and that's what I have.
Like dead grass.
I guess so.
You said it was called Melvin Brewing?
Yeah, Melvin Brewing from Wyoming.
You know what's funny is my dad, like, he called
Wyoming?
He would call all of his friends Melvin.
Oh wow.
To the point where it just stuck to where these people were just known as Melvins.
Like
Dude,
by other people,
next time I go to your
places they
parents'
went?
house, I'm gonna buy him a 6-pack of this beer.
He had one friend who went homeless, and like he just was known as Melvin, and he would come around all the time. He was a cool dude.
Oh my god! Wait,
But-
I have something. Wait! I have something to add.
I just want to say, I didn't know this man's name for like 5 years. Like his real name was like John.
I just clicked on the Melvin Brewing Company website, and it says Boil the Rumble, and it's got like a bunch of wrestlers fighting in a ring with like a ref and shit.
Holy
and
shit!
there's like a hot chick manager and shit. It's awesome.
You really
This is
called
perfect.
this.
This is really perfect.
Yeah, wow. You're on target. I went and got a bourbon that had nothing to do with anything, and you made up for it.
Yeah, I
So
got
the
it.
show's still on
That's
track.
good. Perfect. Angus, what do you got?
What I got was, I think on the last episode I got this same brewing company, Noble
Bush?
Ray. No, fuck you. I have Keystone. That's my other drink besides this one. No, it's Noble Ray Brewing Yub Nub Imperial Stout.
Ooh.
And the reason I got it is because the logos on it are 2 Ewoks holding each other, like one's holding the other one on his back, and it's adorable.
I was hoping you'd say like a pilot driver or something. But
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that's what I was expecting, like a DDT or something.
No, he's got like a little crown on, so I imagine like he got that in the ladder match. Like there was another set of these. It's like a little step stool. It'd be adorable. Anyways, the beer is 8.7%, and I didn't notice that until just now.
Cool.
All right, let's have Adam.
Oh god, this shit is dark as fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna hate it or love it, which I guess is a lot of
It's
things.
like, it looks like a Coca-Cola.
Nice.
Oh,
is
God.
it like super thick?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, my bourbon smells really
smells
nice. Like oak and honey.
Mmm.
There's like a definite
God.
sweetness to this.
Ugh.
I guess it's gonna
My-
throw up.
I'm not gonna throw up, but
a premiere throw up.
No, I'm not gonna throw up, but it's really
Pickle
fucking
smell,
thick.
pickle smell, pickle smell.
Really?
Oh,
what?
dude, I will fucking leave right now if you say that.
Did you say it's really what? Thick?
Yeah, it's thick.
I
Man,
I love those stouts. Those are I usually don't like stouts, but those are my favorite. Like when they're like super syrupy thick.
That's what it is. It's really like syrupy thick.
Well, if they have it
man.
here, I'm
And
gonna have to try it later.
Well, it's like a local brewery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Dallas or some shit. But fuck, yeah, I don't like it. It's not my style, but I think you would really enjoy it.
My beer is pretty cool. It has, it says it smells like honey or tastes like honey, so I guess in my head I smell honey, but I don't know. It tastes all right.
There's
It tastes like a
definitely-
better. It tastes like a better Budweiser if Budweiser was better. I guess is how I would describe it.
That sounds like not good though.
I
No,
would have
it's
loved
pretty good.
that.
It's totally pretty good. Yeah, that's my thing. It's totally pretty good.
I wish we
Well-
could trade beers right now.
Oh, that would be cool. Dude, I
My
bet when we're
bourbon.
70, we'd be able to like transition atoms through like a thing, and we'd be able to share beer and shit.
I mean, maybe
In my
when
movie
we're
you
70, we'll be like retired and smart enough to do this in person instead of over the phone.
Yeah, but I'll be somewhere else. You
Oh
probably
yeah,
dead or
you'll be in
something.
Maine, and I'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna live in Maine, bro.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'll. I think I'd retire. back to
Angus
Florida.
will be in Ohio, and I'll
No, I
still be in
won't.
Florida.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
stupid.
that. No, I like
Anyway.
that you.
How's your
you said
whiskey?
like not.
So the bourbon is, like I said, it's sweet. There's like a little bit of that honey, like you can smell it through and through. But the best part about it is it's got the best factor I like in a whiskey, where like there's no burn, but it gives you a lot of warmth when you drink it.
Mm.
You know that feeling when like as soon as you take it down, like your whole like throat and stomach and chest feels warm but not burning. That's the very most satisfying
All
feeling.
right, let's
drink.
let's talk films. Let's do it.
I'm the host. Thank you. Let's talk films.
I've been waiting.
So it's my turn to go first, as much as I hate it. So
we can
I
switch.
thought you liked it.
right off the bat, I'm fine with it. Right off the bat, I gotta say that Wikipedia swindled me. So I went off theme, and as I was watching it, I realized I
God
was
damn
off
it.
theme. But I was like, you know what? I did it by accident, and Mike has done it on purpose at least 4 or 5 times. So I
I
should
have
be
never
okay
gone off theme even once.
because I'm at least
I-
close.
Not even once. You are a liar.
Monster Dog or whatever the fuck, man.
That was
Oh
about a
yeah,
dog.
we watched Monster Dog because that was for
Yes.
amazing animals.
Yeah, an amazing dog. What are you
It
talking
wasn't
about?
Like we stopped short of actually like re-listening to the episode because we were watching it and we're like, I don't know that this relates to like half of the shit Mike said.
What?
It seemed like you made a lot of it up too.
you made up
I will.
you made up a movie that was
one thing I made up.
You made up a movie that was much more coherent, first of all, because this movie is basically just Alice Cooper hanging out in a house with a bunch of like rock and roll friends. They shoot a couple music videos, and then a bunch of really nice trained service dogs that look like the most adorable things ever, like rampage the house. And Alice Cooper goes like all Western and guns these guys down, and then turns into a monster.
So it sounds like exactly what I said.
No.
But there's one thing that you left out that was pivotal to like me wanting to watch this movie.
What's that?
Alice Cooper was dubbed.
Yeah.
It
wasn't his voice. No, that wasn't him
Alice
talking.
Cooper was totally dubbed. And like me and Angus watched this together. I don't know, Angus, if you still have that guy's name pulled up.
I didn't.
We're watching it,
and
and immediately
I had zero idea he was dubbed.
within like
It was
3
obvious.
minutes or 3 lines. Within 3 lines, I'm like, Angus, I know that voice. This is like a big time Italian dubber. And yeah, like this is a guy who worked in Italy. He dubbed for what, like Suspiria. He did House by the Cemetery.
Why was he dubbed?
No, for like Italian movies made in Italy that were then dubbed into English. This guy was working for like all the big names and like horror and stuff.
I get it, but why would they dub Alice Cooper?
Oh no, we researched this up and down and never like. My guess, and I couldn't confirm this. My guess is that they figured they were gonna, because all the other actors are Italian. My guess is that they figured they were gonna overdub everyone anyway. So when they shot, they didn't record for dialogue, and they assumed they'd still have Alice for the ADR sessions. And then they didn't. I don't know, but I assume that with the initial shooting, they probably just weren't shooting for or recording for the dialogue.
So I'll just point out that you can come up with a single lie. So I am.
No, I have one. I was just waiting for him to finish that.
Let's hear it.
Oh, you actually listened back.
No, well, I had to do it for that best of.
Oh yeah, because I said I didn't want to listen back because I didn't want to come out the gate attacking Mike on season 2.
Well,
no, you did with no facts.
I'm trying to lay the facts on you, buddy.
All right,
so
Exhibit A.
You had this whole thing about like him and this guy like being best friends because Alice Cooper used to pee on him as a kid. Yeah. I didn't see any pee thing, and they did not seem like they were friends at all.
Yeah, there was totally pee dialogue. I will edit the movie clip and show it to you.
There was pee dialogue, but you put it in the context of this means they're friends. When basically the sheriff's like, "Oh, you're back," and he's like, "Well, sheriff," or his little dub voice. Not Alice Cooper at all.
Okay, no. So the sheriff stopped being a dick to him and like let him go because
well, sheriff,
the kid's
I used to pee on you when I was a little boy.
And then they high five.
So again, I'm still no lies told. Apparently.
All right, hold on. I got more to that.
All right, let's hear it.
Not only am I calling you a liar, my mom called you a liar.
Oh no!
It's a mama call out.
So, my mom watches nothing but Lifetime movies, right? So I mentioned to her that we did a Lifetime episode, and I started explaining your movie to her in the way you described it to us, the house with the flowers in the attic. Yeah, that one. So I started explaining it to her, and you said things like, yeah, and then they totally just wanted to fuck and stuff, and then she's like, I don't recall this at all.
Oh, now I insist you two watch the movie. I'll even watch it with you. There are fuck me vibes left and right. Your mother is a pure soul. That's the issue.
She was like, I didn't get that vibe at all.
I kind of want to watch the movie now because I'm in between because I Wikipedia'd it and I'm like for like the source or whatever. And I remember reading the plot and it seemed heavy on like those two kids were banging. But then again, like I trust Angus's mom to have seen the movie and say no.
I am calling your mom a liar, or just so pure as a heavenly soul can be.
Oh, Mike and your mom have to take it to the ring. Oh man, take the championship belt for Lifetime movie knowledge.
I think we should all sit down as a family and just watch that film. Is what I'm trying to get to.
All three the four of us do a commentary with my mom.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear TJ's fake movie.
So I was swindled by Wikipedia into watching Jingle All the Way 2. I was swindled because I went to to the WWE Films Wikipedia and saw their whole list of films, and like right there, conveniently, it says wrestler featured, and I'm like, okay, let me pair this up maybe with a wrestler that like is not too out of my field or whatever. So I landed on this because I was like, okay, whatever, this sounds good. And even on Wikipedia, the wrestler is second billed. Other places he's third billed, so you're like, okay, well, he must get a lot of screen time. But not really. He gets more screen time, I guess, than the other people, but really this movie is Larry the Cable Guy, like all minute, every minute.
I thought that's what it was. I thought it was the Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, it's just the whole...
Who's the wrestler?
Santino.
Holy shit.
Why would you go for the worst fucking person?
Because I thought it would be funny, and like, I don't know, I was like, yeah, Santino. I didn't want to get some, like, I don't know, obvious wrestler.
Dude, is his glove featured in the film?
No.
Oh.
No, he's
I'm
like
gonna be
this
so
just
out of
totally
this.
normal dude. Yeah, that's the other thing. He's totally normal dude.
I don't
That's
know him.
Santino's gimmick was that like he talked a huge talk and then lost every single match in 1 second.
And then he's also this like giant Guido with a sock.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
What time period was this? Because I don't remember this.
2009?
Oh, shit, yeah, no, I was way checked out at that point.
You watched the Larry the Cable Guy movie? This is great.
Yeah. What was funny about Santino was that like he actually wrestled when they had that like online show. I forget the name of it. Remember, you and I watched it, Mike, and he came on and he actually wrestled, and we're like, wow, like he can actually wrestle. But then his gimmick on the actual televised stuff was just to come in and lose in 1 second.
Interesting.
Okay, so Jingle All the fucking Way too.
Jesus Christ. Also, I like that you're doing a Christmas movie way after Christmas, like I did last year.
Yeah. I thought you'd appreciate that. So it opens up with Larry the Cable Guy and his daughter, Noelle. They're ice fishing.
Noelle the Cable Girl?
Yeah. He says, oh, we're going to go ice fishing. So they drive out and they drive past a lake that's not frozen to get there. And then they're out in their little, ice fishing shed. And Noelle tells Larry about, like, his ex-wife's wedding and how, like, she has a new wedding ring and the diamond is huge. And Larry's kind of like, wow. I don't want to try to do a Larry the Cable Guy impression. And then basically Larry fights back with saying, well, they don't have cheese doodles and Twinkies for breakfast. So there's a lot of that.
Pretty good point, I guess.
There's a lot of that. Then they had a bunch of divorce talk.
All of that.
And they leave. One thing that really bugged the hell out of me is
Go to the credits.
Like, they leave ice fishing and everywhere they drive is completely green. Like, they're talking ice fishing and, like, winter and shit, and they filmed this thing in, like, Atlanta.
Well, he's a
August.
He's a southerner. He's not a fucking Minnesotian or whatever.
Exactly. So, what, like, yeah, he doesn't know you can't just drive up into a mountain and go ice fishing, like, past completely unfrozen lakes.
I guess that.
All right. I took a lot of notes. I'm going to try to skip a lot of this shit.
Our first under an hour episode.
Yeah, Larry takes his Noelle to the ex-wife's house with the new stepdad. His name is Victor. They live in basically a mansion. Victor owns a box company.
Victor the Box Guy?
Victor the Box Guy. Is that a person?
I don't know.
Is that a reference? Oh.
It is
No.
Yeah. They talk about how they went sailing for their honeymoon, and Larry's like, oh, well, our honeymoon was better. We went to Sizzler. And there's a lot of that, and you're kind of like, why would this chick, like, ever even be with Larry the Cable Guy, just like most chicks?
Didn't we talk about Sizzler last episode? Sizzler's on a roll on our podcast.
You should get some money, some kickbacks.
It's gonna be our first sponsor. Our first sponsor brought to you by Sizzler.
There's not even a Sizzler near us. I'm sure Angus has like 20, but we have 0.
I do not have Sizzler. I've never been to a Sizzler.
So then they're talking about like who gets Noel for like the holidays, and I guess
Does Sizzler really exist?
I don't think it's still around anymore. I thought it's like Shoney's where it's gone.
No, it's still around because it was on that Netflix show I watched where like the guy went to L.A. and the guy's like, "Hey, let me show you where our Hispanics eat," and he took him to the Sizzler. And this was from like 2017.
When you started that story, I thought there was a whole Netflix show about Sizzler. Like Sizzler Size, or a documentary, Sizzler Size Me.
Making a Sizzler.
I love cheap fried shrimp and shit like that.
Is that what it is? Like a bad Red Lobster?
Yeah, no, it was like an all-you-can-eat buffet kind of thing, and it had
ew. Okay.
I'm in.
Say no more.
Yeah, me and Angus are totally in.
I'm totally into that.
Uh-huh.
All right. So what happens is that Victor finagles it so that he'll get Noel for half of Christmas Day, and Larry's sad that because he wanted to spend all of Christmas Day with his daughter, and so then like Larry goes away, and because Larry's like upset that Victor had really nice Christmas lights, Larry and Santino go ahead and string up lights on Larry's trailer with old car parts.
Wait, are they like best friends?
Yeah, they're best friends.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Larry the Cable Guy and Santino. But Santino is like a totally normal dude. Like just normal.
Look up what this guy looks like.
Like, hey Larry,
you gotta
what's
Google
up?
it. You gotta IMDb it. He's it's great.
See, what I thought was that this was going to be like almost like an exact remake of Jingle All the Way with Larry the Cable Guy versus Santino. You know what?
The dude wears a sock on his hand?
Yeah. He's just like Sacco.
Yeah.
And sometimes like the one time the great Khali got a flute and he made the sock like choke him to death or choke him until he lost. So like the sock turned on him. It was the greatest Santino moment.
What's
ever.
also great about Santino is his IMDb picture is him in like bright blue tights.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah,
and
some
it's
like
hilarious.
Kurt Angle tights.
He's Italian, but he has Japanese writing down his arm.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And in the movie, he's totally just like, hey Larry, I don't think you should do that, Larry. Like, I'm just like, what?
Does he call him Larry? He doesn't even just go on script.
Wait, is his name Larry in the movie?
Of course it is.
Oh my god, they didn't even rename him?
No.
Oh, that's so stupid.
How much of this shit do I want to read?
None.
He goes to get a Christmas tree, and it's just weirdly the most expensive Christmas tree ever. Like, their cheapest tree is $165, so he, like, makes jokes about how expensive it is. And I'm like, you dumbass, like, go to fucking Lowe's. Like...
Yeah, my dad got a $30 tree that's like 6 foot, man.
Yeah. I paid,
Yeah,
like,
that's
$35 for
expensive.
mine. It was a decent tree.
Yeah, yours was nice. It
Yeah.
didn't smell. I didn't smell it at all.
But I can go to like the tent and get like the fancy tree that's a little bit greener and stays lusher, and that's like $80. So like I don't know, like this part just really it broke my suspension of disbelief.
I don't like Christmas trees. I think they're terrible.
Grinch. So
I'm sorry.
So Victor is just weirdly bummed out that Noelle loves her dad. And he gets like super competitive about it.
All Victors are dicks.
It's really bizarre. Like it's very childish, but like it just like no, I don't think any stepdad ever would be like. I could see a stepdad not wanting the old dad around if there was like weird stuff between the wife or he was just a dirtbag like Larry the Cable Guy. Like if he just said I don't want this piece of trash around. That would be different, but he doesn't like look at him like he's trash. He looks at him like, oh, he has this girl's affection. I want this 7-year-old's affection more than his.
Ew.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's uncomfortable. And then I wrote in my notes, when does the Jingle All the Way start? Because this is like 20 minutes into the movie.
Is the Victor guy supposed to be like the Phil Hartman guy?
See, that's what it's kind of like yeah, if Phil Hartman wasn't trying to creep on Arnold's wife, but Arnold was divorced now, and Phil Hartman was with his wife, and Sinbad wasn't even in the movie. Or Sinbad was Arnold's best friend.
Oh, Sinbad should have been a cool wrestler or something like that. That would have made the movie way better.
Jingle All the Way?
You know, character. No, this one. Like, this one should have had a cool wrestler like Sinbad's character.
Playing Victor. It should have had a wrestler playing Victor.
Dude, it could have been D'Lo Brown as fucking...
Oh my god, yes.
That would have been awesome. He runs around with the chest plate. And TJ checked out because he has no idea who D'Lo Brown
there it is. It took longer than I thought, and I'm gone.
It did take a while, yeah.
So, Victor gets, like, snow machines out in the yard because, remember, they're in, like, southern Georgia, so it's not actually snowing. So Larry and Santino decide they're going to drive to snow, because I guess you can just drive 20 minutes out of town and you'll have snow. And they fill a trailer with snow, except by the time they get it to Noel, it melts and the rush of water hits Larry and knocks him over. And I write in my notes basically just ranting and angry about this whole, like, how in one town they're in, like, summer in Georgia, and they can just drive 20 minutes out of town to a Minnesotan winter.
Georgia's like that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I thought my movie was going to be the worst by a gigantic margin, but now I have hope. I have hope that mine will not be the worst.
All right,
I'm so happy with mine.
So Larry doesn't know, he wants to get the edge on Victor for Christmas. So Noel asks him to
he
send
wants to
her
give him a
letter to
guitar
Santa.
player from U2.
So Larry is going to go read the letter instead of drop it in the mailbox. And Santino says, no, you don't open other people's mail. That's a federal crime. So Santino's trying to tell Larry not to open up his daughter's letter to Santa. And so then Larry goes ahead and does it. And Santino says, that's just wrong. Wrong. And
that's his character. He does that on wrestling too.
And then Santino says, I'm going to just step away so I can send my letter to Mr. Claus now. And Santino's sending Santa a letter, which is the only, like, goofy bit about his character in the whole movie.
So I get it now. I get the connection to the first Jingle All the Way. Tampering with mail. Remember when Sinbad was throwing mail at him?
Yeah,
okay. So this whole movie is about mail fraud and shit.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Cool.
And so Noelle has this, like, poorly written 7-year-old's letter, but it turns out that she wants a Harrison doll, which is this talking teddy bear. So Larry decides he's gonna go find him. He goes to a store.
She doesn't even want Booster?
No.
Fuck.
Or
Turbo Man.
Yeah.
See, this could have been a great intro to Ted 3. Thank you for the polite chuckle.
Or like Larry the Cable Guy versus Chucky.
Oh yeah, that would have been good too. These are all way better ideas than whatever the hell you're saying.
Whatever the hell you're saying.
Yeah.
Like TJ wrote them. Like TJ wrote the movie or something.
He's like shooting his idea to us right now. Like, all right, guys, I got it.
Yeah. So get this. So Larry. So now Larry goes to the toy store. All right, he's in the toy store. The toy's sold out. He can't get the toy at all. I'm gonna try to do the rest of it like this. He can't get the toy at all. Right. So
yeah.
You know, Larry's bummed, but there's a waiting list. So Larry's going to be on this waiting list. But now the other thing is that Victor has just got this weird, like, jealousy of Larry, and he's got a lot of money.
That.
So he's got this yes man. So Victor's going to call up his yes man to basically go
Jim
to
Carrey.
all of the town and just buy up all the bears. So Victor's got the yes man buying up all the bears so that Larry can't get them.
Well, this guy sounds like a jerk.
Hold on, is this real or are you just really explaining?
No. This is happening. This is the movie. This is the movie we're gonna make. All right. This is Jingle All the Way 2, starring Larry the Cable Guy and Santino.
I love your coked up energy, like boardroom energy.
Not in nowhere, man.
And now, you might say, you know, in this day and age, like Larry could just order it online, you know, tap, he'd be there, you get the bear. But no, it's too late. It's December 22nd. You can't. It's gonna be there on December 26th now. It's too late. It's got to be there on Christmas. It's not gonna be if he goes online.
Prime doesn't
You
even
sound
have
like you
it?
grew a ponytail just for this.
So
He's wearing sunglasses in a dark room.
And now, get this. You have a little punchline there. Victor has to have a name for this. What he's doing, he's gonna call it Operation Who's Your Daddy. That's his name for his plot.
That's creepy.
Yeah, but that's a little like dark humor. You know, you gotta pepper that. That's for the dads.
The dads who want to be creeps to their own children. Yeah, we're going for the pedophile market here, guys. Stay with me.
So now we skip a bunch. There's going to be a little bit of like, they're going to butt heads, and Larry's going to have a lot of like experiences and problems getting those bears. He's going to see bears, and people are going to fight him over the bears, and he's going to lose. But then the next thing is that Larry and Santino, they're going to hear about a contest where you could win one of the bears. And the contest is you dress up as Santa. So now we got Larry the Cable Guy and Santino dressed up as Santa Clauses. And the contest is to ride a mechanical bull. And the winner will get the Harrison Bear. Now
You're selling me here, man. I kind of want to watch now.
Santino, this
so
is
out.
we already talked to WWE. By contract, we got to have this joke in there. So this is where we're gonna fit in the Santino joke, where Santino's gonna get on the mechanical bull and he'll be out in 1 second, just like his ring identity is always out in 1 second. And that's gonna tie together the the money side. WWE, they're giving us the money. That's how we're gonna get this
Money
made.
in the bank.
Now Larry's gonna win the contest by cheating. Larry's gonna get himself all glued up and glue his ass to the mechanical bull, and he's gonna ride it for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and we're gonna show
smart guy.
way too much of this contest because we don't have a lot of other stuff going on in the movie anyway. Now, but what's going to happen is Larry's going to win the contest, but what he didn't realize was the Harrison Bear was second prize. So he doesn't get the Harrison Bear. He wins a trip to the Poconos. And now he's real disappointed, but Santino as a consolation offers to go with him to the Poconos. That's another, we got to give Santino those zingers to be the featured wrestler.
I've heard of the Poconos. What the fuck is the Poconos? I don't even know.
Doesn't matter. People have heard of it. They don't even know what it is. They'll get the joke.
I was really wondering.
Doesn't matter. We did the market research. Nobody needs to know. Now Larry's running through town and everybody has bears. People they're just juggling the bears. They got so many of these damn bears now, and he's freaking out. And no one's gonna sell to him. And so he goes into the store and they're like, oh yeah, they're so popular now because there's a new bear, and it's a Larry bear that says "Get her done," and that's how we're gonna get.
No.
We're gonna keep Larry
Fuck
happy
you.
because his contract always states you got to get her done in there, and that's how we're gonna do that.
You're fucking lying, right?
There's a second bear, which is gonna be the Victor Bear, and he's gonna say this is the more popular bear that everybody loves, but this is our dream sequence. You see, well we got him.
Does he wear a shirt that says "Dream" on it?
No,
Okay.
no, we don't have the budget for that kind of costuming. Larry's bringing all his own clothes to this one. So
Stupid.
I'm almost done. So Larry.
Thank God.
Next up, Larry's got to find another scenario to get into. We got to keep this thing moving. Larry's gonna find out that they're giving away toys to the needy. And he's going to see in that toy pile Harrison Bear. So now,
Oh, Jesus.
so Larry's going to dress as a bum. Larry's going to wear a long wig and dirty clothes. And Larry's going to go sit on Santa's lap. And, Santa's going to be upset. So Larry's going to make some, like, poop humor. The quote I had in mind was, I had Mexican food last night, and it's starting to bubble up on me. So
he's threatening to shit on a man in order to steal a bear from a cancer kid.
Yeah, that's the kind of humor the people want when they sign up for a Larry the Cable Guy movie. These are the lines that are gonna hit. These are home runs right here. We've done the research. Telling you, this is gold. This is money. So Larry gets the bear by threat of pooping. And he goes outside, he gets a sob story from a kid. The kid takes the bear. He realizes it was just a sob story. He chases the kid all through town. Nobody thinks twice, about bum with long, creepy hair chasing a 10-year-old all through the whole town, until like people come out of church and start a lynch mob for him, trying to attack him.
How did they know that this was going on?
They're running through the town at the exact moment church lets out.
How much can Larry the Cable Guy actually run in comparison to like a little child?
Well, I got about 3/4 more of a page to go, so here we go. The kid gets away. He gets his money from Victor's little yes man. So this was all part of Operation Who's Your Daddy? And Larry gets away.
And what does he do?
Larry gets away, hides out in a diner that's run by a chick who was in the Fear Resurrection.
Wait, what?
yeah,
really?
the diner waitress.
Wait,
I think something Hayward. She was in the Fear Resurrection.
Is that the third one or second?
I don't know.
Okay.
That just totally derailed you.
All right, so now it's Jingle All the Way 2. So you remember one of the most iconic scenes that everybody remembers from Jingle All the Way is when Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to like the bootleg.
Stop fucking my wife!
Yeah, goes to when he says "Stop fucking my wife" at Phil Hartman in a warehouse run by bootleg toy makers. So we're gonna get Larry and Santino. They're gonna get a call to go to a warehouse to get this toy, at a black market price. And the deals are going to be about to go down, and the police are going to bust in and take down the people trying to sell it. And so that's going to be shot. See, Larry's getting deep. He's getting darker and darker and more desperate. People are going to like that. That's rich. That's character. Larry the Cable Guy in distress.
Like dark Larry the Cable Guy.
There's a funny. We're gonna throw Santino another bone. He's gonna have a joke where they're gonna talk about like, oh, this guy sounds like Batman, and Larry's gonna be like, well, which Batman, older Batman or newer Batman? And Santino will be like a newer Batman, like Scott Baio. So Santino's gonna think Scott Baio played Batman. That's Santino. He'll be able to deliver that. He's gonna sell it.
Why would he think that?
Now Larry gets flipped in the ruckus when the police come, and we gotta have at least 2 poop references. So right there, he's gonna tell Santino that he pooped his pants.
Did he poop his pants?
They didn't show it. We're not gonna show that. This is gonna be like strictly PG. No, we're not gonna show the poop. We just talk about the poop.
No
Parents
poop.
don't want their kids seeing shit. We've done the research.
You've done a lot of research on some
Can we get
weird
Larry
stuff.
in a dress, in a wig, and maybe eat some of that poop?
We got him in the wig. We can't get him in the dress. We can't show the poop.
Okay.
That's from WWE themselves. They won't have that.
Poop eating is off the table.
I think it might be some kind of promotion they've got going on their wrestling show. It might be on a pay-per-view. They don't want to have a conflict of interest, as it were.
All right.
It'd be great if the wrestler they chose to be his sidekick was Val Venus.
Oh my god. I would have get off this episode and watched immediately. Especially if he only wore a towel the whole time when interacting with like the 9-year-old girl.
And he's just doing that grind dance that he does, that gyrating.
Except like a third of the plot is like a little Japanese man with a sword trying to cut off his penis the whole time. This would have been the greatest film ever made, and we lost TJ again.
And then
No. I'm just trying. I'm looking over my notes how to sell this to you.
Every time he sees Larry, he says, "Hello, Larry."
Oh my god! And then Larry's just always like, hey, Val.
Okay.
Let's
Okay. Get a little
right.
Joe Pesci and Lethal. Okay. So the rest of the movie, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm throwing down the book. You're gonna buy this movie. What's gonna happen in the end is Larry and the stepdad, they're gonna hash things out. They're gonna kind of make it work. And last punchline is that they're gonna look at the letter Noel wrote to Santa, and it said, all I want is for my family to get me a Harrison, or to get a Harrison. And what actually it says is, because she didn't write her letters right, is all I want is my family together as one. Because when she gets the Harrison, she doesn't even care. She's like, oh, okay, and throws it aside because the joke is she never really wanted it at all.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
One of the things I realized through this is that you're trying to sell us the movie, but WWE Films already like backed up the money, so why are you trying to sell it? You've got the funding, buddy.
Yeah. I screwed that one up. I didn't research my character well enough.
All right, so
I'm trying to give you distribution rights.
Was there a cool name? Like, do they have a Jingle All the Way 2 Larry's Destiny or something like that? Like,
Larry's Destiny? No, but I wish.
All right.
Jingle All the Way 2. Good or done?
So I guess I watched the movie too. If we're ready to move on.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have finally found my way into watching a YouTube film with the rest of you guys. So that's
Yes!
Fuck. Please, no. Please don't pick the same thing I did.
Oh, I'm so nervous. My movie has a 4.2 on IMDb with 210 views.
Oh, fuck.
So definitely. Oh, no.
I'm really nervous right now.
Did you watch the Sting movie?
Oh, thank God.
Oh, my God, okay.
I got so scared.
Well, it's scary because Sting has 3 movies on YouTube, so if you had said yes, we would have had to still keep going.
What if we had all watched Jingle All the Way 2?
Oh, my God. That would have been pretty shitty.
Yeah.
I would have been glad I went first.
Fortunately, it features my favorite wrestler of all time, as I said, the man called Sting. And I'm going in blind as far as what else is happening in this movie because I read too much about this other movie where like Sting plays God, except he messes with people at a restaurant about life or something like that.
What if Sting was one of us?
And it actually sounded really beautiful, but it looked worse than any other like Kirk Cameron God film. So I just couldn't do it. And I was just like, nope, worse than Kirk Cameron.
Wait, does he play God in the makeup?
No, in the what?
Sting makeup.
Oh no, no. Sting became like God obsessed in his later years. And then he just wears jeans and pretends to be God, I guess.
Like jeans shirtless? I'm imagining now a shirtless Sting.
No, he gained some weight towards the last few years, so there's a shirt.
So he's wearing a big old coat.
Does he have a bat?
Oh no, also no bat, unfortunately. But I didn't watch that movie. I watched this movie.
Oh, he was wearing the makeup in the movie you watched.
I wish.
No shirt.
No.
He was shirtless in the makeup. That's how I'm picturing him.
There was several shirtless Sting moments. No montages, just moments. So it was really cool.
Montage.
So we start off with some dude shooting some other dude in an alley.
Could you tell us the name of the movie at the start instead of the finish this time?
Shutter Speed.
What was it?
Shutter Speed? Like
Shutter.
you have a camera from the 90s and it makes noises and it shudders when you... Anyway, Shutter Speed. Yeah. That's like an alien noise from the movie Alien, but close enough.
I don't know.
So,
I never had a camera.
So some dude gets shot in an alley, and then another dude took the dead guy's camera and like ran away with it. Then like when shooting the dude, like another guy who shot the first guy tried to get the camera back, but he sucked at shooting, I guess, and the guy with the camera he ran away with it. I guess he shot him a lot, but like he shot at him a lot. But the guy was Swedish, and I don't think they know how to use guns, so like it didn't work.
Oh no! How does this thing go?
And then after that, he goes back to some dude in the Buick, and he just shakes his head no very sadly.
You're gonna say he shakes the guy in the Buick, like he shakes the Buick, which also thrashes the man inside of it.
No, the guy in the Buick's the boss man. It seems like so.
Oh,
Big Boss Man?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Would have been way better, of course, if it was. All the music and sound effects sound like they're coming from a Nintendo Game Boy Advance. So, like, not as bad as it could be, but it still sounds like Game Boy music.
When was this movie made?
1999, came out in the year 2000, exactly.
Okay.
The year 2000
also,
exactly.
Exactly, not 1997.
January 1st.
Not 1999 or 2001, but 2000 exactly.
Thank you for the clarification, TJ. Yes, exactly.
Right there in the month and year of 2000.
So next we finally see Sting, and he's following this chick into a bathroom, and then he stabs her in her pregnant. He stabs her in her pregnant belly just to show that Sting doesn't give a damn about the rules.
He's making very different movies across his career.
And this would have been the greatest thing Sting has ever done since the 1990s Great American Bash when he beat Ric Flair for his first world title reign. Except it turns out the baby was actually a bunch of cocaine, and the woman was a man in drag and a drug smuggler. So it wasn't quite as cool. But
are you going to relate every single Sting scene to another epic Sting match? I hope so.
Yes, I hope to God
actually,
you do.
that was actually my only one, unfortunately.
Shit! I thought you were going to say, actually, yes. They're all mapped out.
There's another theme that's going to be running through this episode as soon as we get to the first commercial break.
I like that he stabbed her like it was a hardcore match.
So after that happens, Sting finds a hot chick on his motorcycle next, and he's like
she was just on it, or
no,
he
he gets in his motorcycle and he starts driving, and then there's this
and then she's on it.
He's like,
I thought
the chick's in a car.
Sitting
so
there.
They stare at each other.
So he finds this hot chick in her car, not on his motorcycle.
Okay, let's try this again. Oh, yeah, you're right. I did say that badly.
It was confusing.
So Sting is riding a motorcycle because he's a badass, and then at a red light he sees a hot chick in a car, and he doesn't stab her like the first hot chick. He just looks at her like, "Hey, I'm Sting."
Stabby Sting.
And so that chick, I guess, is the main chick in the movie. Well, I know it's the main chick because I watched the rest of the movie, so I totally know. So unfortunately, though, like it's not like a hot chick. It just looks like it's like a Spice Girl that blew up, and this chick played in the Spice Girls aftermath. So like
you
that's
just
what
said it was a hot chick.
I know, but like she tries to be a hot chick, but she isn't. So
I'm picturing Julia
that's
Louis-Dreyfus for some reason.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Okay,
except,
cool.
Like, a little hotter, I guess. So they meet up again at the club she works at, and then they make out for a while, and then Sting's like, "Yeah, I'm cool," and he puts on his sunglasses and like drives away.
In the club,
he doesn't actually say that. He gives off that vibe. So
she works at Club Average. I was drinking my beer. I couldn't get it out quick enough.
So next, Sting has that dude's camera. And he looks way better like with the Sting makeup. And this movie obviously would have been way cooler if he was like Surfer Sting as normal Sting, except that like when he's the cop, he'd be like Crow Sting with the baseball like bat. That would have been the greatest, but they tried to play it straight. What?
If they did this movie, like, instead, like, just had him in the fucking paint, and then just named it Crow 3,
oh my God.
instead of making the other one, I think people would have been much happier.
I think so, too. I think more people would have watched it on IMDb.
How do they cast Edward Furlong and not Sting to put on Crow makeup?
Edward Furlong is in The Crow 4.
Yeah, whatever. They all suck.
So Sting gets home, and his babysitter isn't hot either, so I'm really disappointed in Sting. And then, he does flirt with her for a little while.
Even though she's not hot?
Yeah, he's just a flirting
That's generous.
Kind of guy.
How does he flirt? Hey, I'm cool. He's like, yeah, you are. He's like, yeah, I am.
He points at her with a bat, and then it's like,
and she just titters and runs away in her jeans. Yeah.
Giggling.
Yeah. Also, Sting's dog doesn't give a fuck at all that he got home. So I feel sad because Sting's a bad like dog dad. Like the dog didn't even get up. The Sting had to go to the dog. He had to pet the dog, and the dog finally looked at him and like licked at him.
Well, he fucking probably DDTs the dog to bed and shit. Like, it doesn't like him. Fuck that.
He gives him like a stinger splash every time. He's just like, the dog's like, I can't fucking handle it anymore.
I got bad hips, Sting.
Well, that's why he stopped doing his the Boston Crab or whatever he called it, the Stinger Crab or whatever.
The Stinger or something. Shit, I wish I remembered
what was
the name
it?
of
Yeah, I forget the name of it. The dog, I bet, didn't fucking forget the name of it.
The dog still can't walk straight.
Let's see. Where am I now? Oh yeah, so then the guy who originally stole the camera got killed by the original guys chasing him. Like, they found him and they killed him, and then like on the answering machine is Sting, and so they're like, Sting has the tape next or whatever. And so next we see Sting in bed and he's naked, but he's kind of bloated and fat. So I kind of feel bad, but whatever. I got commercials next, which is my favorite part of the movie. Do you guys remember 10-10-220 and fucking collect calls and shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, so someone uploaded the
yeah.
full rip with all the commercials and everything?
Yeah, this was a TNT original movie.
Oh,
okay.
That's great. I got a fun story about the call, like 10-10-220.
Right
was when I was in 7th grade, like we took like a bus down to like the mall. And then we rode the bus back, but we got, like, stuck at the beach because that was, like, the end of the line. And this was before cell phones, so, like, we had to call, like, one of our parents to get home, but we had no money. So I had to call collect. But the thing is, like, I didn't know how to spell 1-800-COLLECT. So I had to do 10-10-220 because I'm that fucking stupid. I still would have trouble probably doing collect. I don't know. I still think I wouldn't be able to do it right on the phone.
You would have just put one L on accident. You're like, fuck, I'm walking home. Fuck this.
I do it with like a K.
You just end up calling some alt-right hotline. You get Larry the Cable Guy.
So that commercial had a monkey, so like immediately it made me want to watch the rest of the commercials, hoping there would be like talking monkeys and shit like that.
Some amazing animals.
Yeah, like Monster Dog kind of.
No, not like Monster Dog, you piece of shit.
Then we get like we get a cool college dude. It's like his mom's there, and he's like, I'm eating Papa John's, and it has vegetables on it. And like every commercial is like super duper white people. Like, it's unseemly, and I get why there's been pushback on this. Like, white pizza, white internet people, white telephone commercial. It was white everything, dude. But we do get a Shaquille O'Neal Steel commercial. So that made up for the whole thing.
Yes.
I'm really, really excited for the next set of commercials at this point.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, like, you said Steel?
Yeah, Steel the movie, like where he's a superhero or whatever.
It came
Wasn't
out
that
late?
97?
Yeah,
Well, no,
it
came out. It came out in the year 2000, like the TNT World Premiere or something. Like
Oh,
that.
okay.
One of those things. So next, Sting's brother is about to join the force, and I guess they don't like each other. But Sting and his brother are gonna team up, I guess, to like find the dude who killed the camera guy dude.
A tag
and
team?
This is where the thing keeps. Yeah, now I'm just thinking the whole time, like, why wasn't this dude a wrestler? Like, why wasn't it Ric Flair or Sid Vicious or like, imagine Sting and Big Van Vader trying to solve a murder?
Oh my
I would just shit
god.
my fucking pants and confess. The movie would be over, and that's it. We're done. So there was a bunch of talking between brother and Sting, and I didn't give a shit.
Brother!
And then so the next set of commercials came on, and then,
Yes!
again, as you can imagine,
Wait, that was quick. That was quick for
Very
the commercials.
It was like 15 minutes of Sting and his brother talking about nothing. So. But we do get one black guy in this movie, in the commercial break, and it's
God forbid he's in the movie.
It's Martin Lawrence in Blue Streak. So
I love that movie.
It was a great movie.
So
yeah,
the only
commercial.
black people are the black stars of the movies they're promoting.
Oh, it's gonna get way worse. It's gonna get way worse. So what happens next in the movie is Sting's house gets all fucked up, and that's it. There's a bunch of like empty dialogue and stuff like that.
Like somebody TP'd it? Like, what do
No.
you mean it got fucked up?
Oh, like somebody like threw a bunch of shit around looking for the camera, but the camera's like back at the office or something like that. And then like there's a 10-minute CSI scene where people just talk about nothing. So next we get back to the commercials, the good part.
I thought my movie was boring. At least stuff was happening.
Yeah, this one's
stuff
commercials.
happening.
This is great.
I'm loving these commercials.
Yeah, so this next commercial set features multiple black people.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
This time they're playing basketball.
Oh man.
Otherwise it's more white people selling cars and car insurance, and I kind of want a Jaguar.
They're promoting above the rim.
And also, in case you're curious about the late 90s Battle of Fiber, Metamucil won the war against Citrusel, because I saw a Citrusel commercial and I was like, what the fuck is Citrusel?
The Battle of Fiber? The Great Fiber Wars of 1999.
Dude, that sounds like an awesome movie, Fiber Wars 99.
It sounds shitty.
Okay.
I get it.
I swear to God, the next black guy is talking about fried chicken. And I will never, ever bitch about overrepresentation ever again.
Oh,
probably.
no. 1999. What were you doing?
You know what I love is, like, today, Popeye's Chicken, I don't think has ever put a white person ever in a commercial
absolutely not,
eating chicken.
And we love their chicken. They have great chicken.
It's the best!
Yeah,
it's my favorite chicken.
And as TJ alluded to, this movie is getting a bit much to slog through. If it wasn't for the commercials, I might have switched to God Sting very quickly. In fact, like at this point, I start daydreaming, like, what if this movie was actually like Sting as God, but he lost his powers and he was just hanging around L.A. trying to help fight crime because he didn't have
With Vader.
With Vader, yeah, Vader as his sidekick. Is Vader's actually like a demon or something like that also like wants to repent?
Oh my god! And so he
just, like,
summons him like during like pivotal moments, like at the action scenes, and like just fog shoots up. It's time. Like flashes of red, and he like just appears from the ground.
This could have been at least 2 seasons on TBS or something like that. This would have been great.
Yeah, it'd be like
It's like they remade
Power
Renegade,
Rangers.
but with this.
Like make it like a Power Rangers show where like at the 17-minute mark of every single episode, instead of them all getting together into the giant robot, Vader comes out.
So next, Sting shoots a dude right before he dies. Says you're gonna go to hell, which got me excited that maybe Sting actually is playing God in this movie, but he's not. So that's
judgment is served.
So Sting shoots a dude, and then we get another CSI episode for like 10 minutes, and them talking.
What are they investigating? Sting shooting the guy?
I lost track a few times. Of what was
Okay, that's
it was
fine.
just it's basically
Okay,
we don't need to.
so
hash out
Vader
what the fuck
appears.
You were just waiting for more
No,
commercials.
we get our next commercial break, which is
Yes.
makes me sad because it's actually just the rehashes of the old commercials. So it's just like white people brushing their teeth and flossing and shit.
Can I say, like, something awesome about this is, like, the person took time to upload this, but they didn't take time to cut out the goddamn commercial.
And I
that's
thank
a-
them profusely.
Yeah, like this is a great archival thing.
Yeah. Just 18 years ago, a little time snap of our culture, our white culture.
Like
One
I
of
know
the things
there-
I love is... Oh, go ahead.
I know there's people who do like to, like, especially for like the holiday, like Halloween and Christmas specials, like go back and see, Garfield Halloween or whatever with all of those ads still in place, because for like the nostalgia factor. But this was not event television, and these are not like ads for toys and shit.
Oh, I don't know. This was the world premiere of Shutter Speed, bro. This was Saturday night at like 8 p.m. or something.
There's that famous one from the Star Wars holiday special, the Fight the Frizzies.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
No, I haven't
not at
watched
all.
it.
Well, it's fucking god awful, but even South Park made fun of it in their first Christmas special, where they had it was like this guy like announcing like the local news, and he's like, and coming up at 10 o'clock, we'll teach you how to fight the frizzies, and he was talking about like hair, like when your hair gets frizzled.
Uh-huh.
Like that was their news stories back in '78.
Oh wow.
Like that was headline news shit.
Yeah, like that stuff
which
I
I
get.
think is
Like, yeah,
hilarious.
just random white people brushing their teeth to a forgotten Sting movie.
Alright, so next the main chick is really sad and she starts like crying and stuff like that, assuming because she's in this stupid fucking movie. But it
And
like
she's
makes her look
horribly average.
yeah, it makes her look kind of sexier and it's nice. I don't. It makes her look younger and her skin complexion gets all like gets a little blush.
You gotta
I hope
stop
she
talking
stays
because this
sad.
is a problem for you that you find women like 10 times more attractive when they're crying.
She's blushy. She's got that. She's got a little
Or
clitoris.
squealing.
The
I
squealing.
like the squeals.
Yeah. Was she a squeal queen? Clean? Squeal queen?
Quit. Then Sting starts crying, and he kind of starts sounding like there's a few lines where he sounds like Kirk Lazarus from that Tropic Thunder movie. And at this point, I just kind of wish Sting wore blackface the entire film. So that would have been way cooler too. He could have been God or just Sting in blackface, and this movie would have been better.
Dude, that would have been so ballsy if he did that for his wrestling gimmick. He just came out as blackface.
Or his movie debut, like he would just be like, "Nope, I'm wearing blackface. I'm putting my bat down on this one, blackface."
No, he goes full minstrel. Never go full minstrel.
So the two brothers are making up, I guess. Because,
Making up
like,
or out?
They were just making up. 'Cause,
Sting
like,
and
their dad died
Vader,
and they were-
full on
they
open
were
mouth
kids-
kissing.
yeah. He took off the mask just for Sting.
No, I want the face paint on the mask.
Oh, that would have been great.
Just Vader's
the
like, it's time! And it's a Barry White. Let's get it on.
It's gay time. Gator.
And then Sting just has like the rainbow colored on his face. That's all it is.
Sting is what his ass does. It stings.
So the next black person we see is Danny Glover, and he's in a film called Freedom Song.
I thought he was in the movie.
It's premiering on TNT like 18 years ago. So.
Fuck, I missed it.
What time was it on?
I forgot to set my DVR.
In it, his son gives him like the stink eye, and then he says, "If Danny Glover's like, if you embarrass the family, I'm gonna fight you," and so that's the film. Also, Oldsmobile was a
Danny
thing.
Glover
Like I don't know,
his son?
does Oldsmobile still make cars? Because I remember I saw the Oldsmobile commercial, and I was like, "What is Oldsmobile? I don't even know what that is anymore."
What is
Yeah, they're
it?
called they're called Newsmobile.
So what happens next? Oh yeah, they explain that like the camera. They explain that the camera footage was like something doing with drugs or something like that, but I don't really care. There's also like a shootout, but I don't really care about that either.
The most exciting thing to happen, and you don't care about it.
It wasn't exciting at all.
I don't
The most
care
exciting thing that
anymore.
happens is going to be the horizon shift. I'll tell you about it then. Yeah. So and there's a final cool commercial where it's the coolest thing in the whole fucking movie, even though it was a commercial. It was actually Stinger splashing Sid Vicious. And it made me super happy. It was the best part of like my 2-hour experience there. So at the very end, it's the two brothers like get the chick back, and she was kidnapped, by the way, too. So the bad guys kidnapped her. I failed to mention that. Yeah, it happened like 20 minutes ago, but they get her back at the shootout. And Stinger marries her while like Sarah McLachlan plays or something like that. And that's my movie, Shutter Speed. Thank you.
I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted. It's exhausting to get through that.
This fucking episode, I already don't know, man. Like,
I'm already questioning my bit.
all right, so I watched a wrestler movie too. I did the same. This is why I got so nervous when Mike said the YouTube thing, because the only place my movie was available was YouTube, and it was broken up into 6 parts.
Yes.
So I had to do one of those. And the thing was, this was my original movie, but the only way I could find it originally, like, as one piece and the best video quality was in, like, fucking French.
Oh, no.
Like,
You're not French.
No, I'm not. And I wasn't going to do a movie I couldn't understand again, but, that was really fucking difficult. But I found a copy that's okay-ish. Like, it's a VHS rip, but, like, still, like, really kind of shitty looking.
Well, you could have just played both together at once and then watched the good one.
Well, no, because it was broken up into parts, so, like, there's parts that, like, when you start the next one, it kind of does, like, the last 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Alright, so the movie that I picked is 1996's straight-to-VHS movie called Scifighters.
Thigh fighters?
What?
Scifighters.
Sigh. I thought you
Like
said thigh, like legs.
No.
Like,
Scifighters?
Yeah. Oh man.
I watched a gay porn.
What are you saying then? Because I thought it's thigh also.
Okay, the term sci-fi. Right?
Oh.
Scifighters.
Now he sounds like he said. Okay,
wow.
okay. So the term sci-fi, but they're sci.
Yeah, no, I got
fighters.
it now, TJ.
No, I'm doing it in the
got
sales
it.
voice.
Terrible.
Don't sell my movie.
It'll look good in the box.
Actually, the box looked fucking atrocious. I looked it up. Alright, so my movie is set in the futuristic the futuristic Boston of 2009.
Whoa.
What?
And we begin our movie in a Lunar Base 4 correctional facility.
13 years, and they had lunar bases.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
These guys, like, they thought ahead. Like, they knew we were going to be on the right track to something.
Optimistic, yeah.
So, yeah, we have these correctional facilities on not only one lunar base correctional facility, this is base number 4.
Well,
We've had to open up multiple fucking...
This is the world if Al Gore had gotten elected.
Well, damn, I would have voted for Gore.
Right? Yeah, fuck. If we send our criminals to fucking the moon...
I'm in. That should have been his campaign slogan. No criminals on Earth.
I'm gonna make it like that movie, The Fortress.
Dude, that actually sounds way less crazy than the shit he promotes, so... Ay, fuck. So the guards in this facility, they basically wear, like... me and you shot those short films. I'm not going to say what they are. But remember that robot suit we made me wear?
Out of, like...
Tinfoil.
Yeah, it was made out of Bud Light boxes and tinfoil.
And my body was wrapped in a goddamn sunscreen thing for your car window.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the guards wore in this.
Oh.
It looked just like that.
Oh man.
So these guards are pushing, like, these prisoners around, wearing it, and, like, they work in, like, this really scary, fucking dingy factory. I guess, like, making, like, future license plates. But the tools they have are so fucking ridiculous, like, hanging around, because, there's, like, these two guys, right? And one of them has, like, this really deformed, weird face, and then there's this other guy with, like, fucking... No. I would have recognized that. But he has, like, this, it's deformed in the way, like, it was made to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, fucking weird. So, he steals this other guy's cigarette, right? And then the other guy gets all pissed off, and then they both grab these giant saws and, like, start saw fighting each other. And when I say giant saw, I mean the blade is, like, the size of, like, your entire arm, like, in a circular motion going. It's a fucking, like, a 4-foot blade.
You wouldn't give those to prisoners.
So wait, is this a Randy
That's what I'm
Macho Man
saying!
movie where he plays Buzzsaw again? He's like, Buzzsaw! This is like in the beginnings? Or...
I don't know.
Well, like the bad guys from Running Man?
Oh, by the way, speaking of futuristic worlds, Running Man is this year, 2019.
Oh. We were almost
Did you know
there.
that?
We were almost there.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not quite, but...
That's way closer than this was.
Yeah.
For 2009. Alright, so they're fighting with these giant fucking saws, and then the deformed guy gets cut, like, right in the belly, and he starts spraying this yellow goo all over the place. And the other guy, like, after his victory of killing this man, he takes, like, a fucking knife and just cuts his arm from, like, his fucking... where you'd get, like, blood taken, like, that section of your arm, like, the inner elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, just down with it. And just cuts himself and is just enjoying that. And then all of a sudden, the fucking dead guy, his face grows like a vine and just attaches it to that guy's open wound. But the thing is, the guy seems surprised by it, like, what? Why did this happen? But he purposely cut himself as if he knew something was going to happen.
I'm so confused.
Well, I wouldn't expect the Vine Man to get into me, so...
Did the other guy...
Why would you cut yourself in victory?
Did the guy cutting himself bleed red or yellow?
Red. He bled like a normal man.
Okay.
And so this fucking vine comes out of the other dude's fucking face and goes into the arm, and he's like, ah! And then he's fucking dead. Everybody pronounces him dead. And then we cut to, like, this nice little, like, office area, and there's a custodian walking around. And the custodian basically looks like Justin Long playing a homeless millennial. Like, he's not really homeless, but he, like, surfs couch to couch, you know, like that kind of homeless.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly that look, yeah.
And he smells, and he has long hair, and does a lot of heroin.
Oh.
So he's, like, he's the custodian, so he starts, like, waxing the floor with his space waxer. And he goes, like, maybe 3 feet of cleaning, and then he decides it's time for a smoke break.
Nice, my kind of guy.
So he does that. The dead prisoner, the one that got, like, the fucking thing in his arm, he rips himself out of the body bag, because I guess they just threw body bags in this nice little office building.
And then waxed the floors?
And then waxed the floors, yes, around it. So then we have another cutscene, and we see Rowdy Roddy Piper waiting in snow.
All right.
Oh.
And he's looking, like, fucking badass. He's got, like, his big, like, fucking trench coat on. And he's looking very serious with a fucking shotgun in his fucking hand. And then this gang shows up. And the leader of the gang looks like a midget who is dressed as Mabel from WWF.
like, is he a big, giant black guy, or
he's a tiny black guy, but he looks like Mabel if you put Mabel in, like, a shrinking machine.
Oh my god, I love it.
And he came out 4 foot tall and, like, skinny.
I love it.
But he had the exact Mabel hair and everything. Like when he was
Please
like in
tell
that...
me he's a prominent character in the film.
Oh yes, he is, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
So when
fucking Mabel.
It's the
You just gotta look up Mabel. I love Mabel.
Yes. Please look up Mabel.
How do you spell Mabel?
M-A-B-L-E.
Yeah.
I was ready.
Now I'm just waiting because I want to hear his reaction.
He's almost disappointed.
No. I'm trying to... I have to add wrestler to the search string to get what I want.
WWF, something like that. But anyways, he had the same fucking hairstyle, everything.
Viscera?
And like the same... Yes.
God
yes,
damn,
that was one of
that's
his
a big
other
man.
Just imagine him 500 pounds less and like maybe 3 foot shorter, and this was the dude. It was fucking amazing.
The fourth picture is him in this purple jumpsuit,
Yes,
jumpsuit, sitting on a man's face.
And he was popular. I think he was like King of the Ring once or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh yeah, lots of pictures of him in a crown.
90s.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, I bet.
You wouldn't even have to told me. I would have just guessed looking at him. All right, so Rowdy pulls the shotgun, and then Mabel says the funniest thing. Well, Mabel doesn't. Mabel says, "Who are you?" And then Roddy says, "The guy who's gonna make that pink puss all right if you give me what I want."
All right.
I love that line. And then he calls Mabel a shrimp, and that pisses Mabel off. So Mabel's gang rushes him, and then Mabel is yelling while his gang is beating up, "Yeah, that's right, kick his butt!" Which, I don't... that doesn't sound very threatening or anything.
Yeah, you gotta keep it PG for the kids.
Slap him.
He's like, "You call me a shrimp? That's right, kick his butt!"
His butt.
So the gang just lightly beats up Rowdy Piper, in a very polite way. The guy is fake kicking him, but he's missing completely.
Oh, so it's really bad action. I was gonna ask, how was the action?
Yeah. No, it was not one their punching him was faker than wrestling punches.
Oh.
There should have been people on the side going 1, 2, 3. So after that, he gets his gun back, and then he shoots one guy in the back while the others all run, just one of the random fucking dudes. Then we cut to a police station, and there's this woman there, just crying because she got raped. And this lady's, telling her, "Oh, well, we have this new technology where we can find out who your rapist was." And it's, this really shitty video monitor that just, sounds like fucking AOL type shit when you're fucking...
And it pans to Mabel, and Mabel's like, "Oh, no, not this technology."
It wasn't Mabel.
Instead of saying "you have mail," it says "you've been raped."
Oh.
It's a great little fucking thing. Oh, shit. So anyways, she's like, "Do you remember his eyes?" She's like, "Yes, they were red and scary." So then the thing just starts flashing eyes, a fucking million different eyes, like 1,000 a second. And she's like, no, they're red. And then she's like, "All right, just fucking hold on, bitch. It reads your mind, you dumb rape cunt." So then it eventually goes to the only red eyes were just these fucking dead ones with decayed fucking eyelids.
Oh,
and she's like, "That's it."
Oh no.
And then it does the same thing for the mouth and shit. And the
mouth.
Chiefs all... A red mouth. Well, it was after he was done. The Chief's mad at Piper because he didn't catch fucking Mabel. He let him go, but he got the money and sold him the bullshit. And then, Piper's like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm this, and fuck you, I'm taking over this, and blah, blah, blah." And then the Chief is just like, "Damn that black shield."
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh.
All right, part 2.
Of 6.
So...
Ready.
Yeah, there's 6 parts to this.
That was a good clip.
We're on part 2.
All right.
The semen sample scared one of the scientists that was looking it up from the raped girl.
What?
And then they
What?
it's
come.
they're surprised that it's fucking jizz. What? They do this? Ew, I touched it!
No!
It's so sticky!
Run away!
It'll kill us all. Alright, so fuck. The scientists are scared of the semen sample. And then they video fax some lady to come down and check it out. She's the lady doctor. And now Piper's all pissed off because the rapist's face came up on the system. and he's telling the chief, he's like, I'm re-signing myself to that case, and the captain's like, no, this is my case. That guy's dead. Because he recognized the guy's face who came up on the thing. The raped woman is at the hospital, and she's like doing like she's got like all these weird symptoms and shit, and is freaking out. And now Piper's there, and the doctor won't talk to him. This is the chick doctor that came from the video fax, and she won't answer any of his questions. We flash over to the rapist guy, the rapist monster man with red eyes. He's just walking around losing his hair, like in like mass quantities and vomiting all over the place.
How like?
Oh, he's so sick about what he did. I understand this guy. Yeah,
dude.
I mean, I feel empathy for this man.
That is the most stress, is when your hair just comes out in chunks and you're vomiting.
After you just raped a woman, yeah.
Yeah, I've stress vomited, but I've never had my hair fall out.
After raping?
No, not that part.
Okay, you had me worried.
It's just after a long day of work, the rape never bother him at all.
So Piper's bothering the doctor lady now while she's sleeping.
What?
Like he like
rape?
Yeah, she's in
her room.
You know how like doctor. Yeah. You know how, like, doctors, they sleep at the hospital and shit when they do, like, the all-nighters and stuff? He just kind of broke in and just was, like, fucking with her.
Was he trying to sleep with her or what?
No, just innocently. Like, because he wants to know more answers.
Curled up on the couch at her feet.
But he does end up sweet-talking her, and they go on a date to, like, a little Chinatown-type area. And some bullshit happens. Now we're, like, with the rapist guy, he's in his, like, he got, like, a motel room, and he pulls out a big black switchblade dildo. I'm not joking. It was a giant black dildo, and he switched it up, and the fucking blade came out of the dick hole.
What?
And he just started stabbing himself with it.
What is this?
Huh?
Your movie is astounding.
It's the weird. I went into this blind as fuck, other than the funny name and Piper was in it. That's all I wanted.
I looked up the VHS cover, by the way, and it is atrocious.
It's so fucking bad. That little guy in the corner is the rapist man.
Like a little MS Paint. Like, how do you release that?
It looks like those games that they would release on, like, MS-DOS in, like, 93. Like, the cover.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Alright, so while the guy is stabbing himself with the big black dildo switchblade, he hears a prostitute outside. Part 3. It cuts to the rapist guy having a karate fight with some man in an alley.
The prostitute or another?
No, just some dude, okay. Like the John.
Oh, okay.
And then he catches the prostitute and starts, like, yelling weird shit at her, like shit I don't understand. And then he just snaps her neck.
Oh.
And now we're back to Piper, and he's pulling up the guy's profile on the computer, and then it shows, like, a picture of, like, this dead girl, and he gets sad. And, like, the computer, when he's doing everything, it's just, like, those annoying beep, and then, like, the pictures take, like 12 seconds to load, and it, like, from the top all the way to the bottom, you know? In this futuristic world of 2009, they're still using dial-up.
But they have moon prisons.
Yeah, moon prisons, but they don't have a good internet connection.
Really?
Oh, wait, are we still in the moon prison, or are we on Earth?
No, we're on Earth. We're in Boston.
What did the moon prison have to do with anything?
That's where the dead guy came from. Like, because he got in that saw fight with the dude. The rapist guy.
Oh, okay.
Started in prison.
We really need
got
moon
attacked
prisons. Like, if someone's platform for, like, presidency was moon prisons, that's a shoo-in.
Well, the thing is, like, this guy got out pretty fucking easily. I don't know. And he's coming down with his fucking weird space disease.
Prison.
But he wouldn't have fucking space disease. It was because they were mixing up criminals from other planets, it seemed. Because this guy that bled yellow.
Yet. Like, we got over that in 2009. And if it happens, we'll build a fucking wall in space.
We won't get the funding.
We'll make the moon pay for it.
They'll shut down the lunar government.
Shut down the lunar government. Listen, I'm voting moon prisons. We can
Moon prison and Al Gore.
We can debate practicality and ethics and financing all episode long, but at the end of the episode, I'm still voting moon prisons.
I think we need a base first. We can't just have a prison.
Like, can you imagine that? Like, oh, I did time. Where'd you do your time? The moon. They'd be like, oh shit! Like it's.
I would have been like, I was on the dark side of the moon.
Ooh. So there's
that's base 4.
So there's even worse moon prisons. Like the moon prisons are the worst of the worst, but then there's the dark side of the moon, which is like the absolute worst.
Yeah, it's colder and they don't give you a blanket.
Oh
no!
Oh.
It's really fucked up.
You gotta
all right,
open other prisoners and live inside of them.
I was gonna say, I don't think Al Gore listens to this show, but if he does, by some slight chance, please run 2020 on moon prisons. You have 3 voters for you right here.
Let's all write our
We will spread the word.
I'm gonna give my senator a call.
Don't you know him?
No, I had my picture taken with the guy who got in trouble for molesting a boy or something.
Wait, what?
What?
What happened?
No. Back in the day, one of our state representatives, wanted to say Mick Foley, but that's not his name.
Mick Foley?
That's not his name.
Mankind?
Anyway, he got in some kind of sex scandal with an underage boy man.
Was it you?
No.
I've seen the picture. Holy shit, dude!
Picture, just a normal picture. You didn't ask for anything weird. Hey, come see
I didn't see the other hand.
His hands weren't in your pants or nothing.
I had a little fanny pack
Even though,
on.
no matter how much you wanted him to, he was just like, no, you're not my type, young man.
TJ was coming on to him. Come on, Senator Mick Foley.
Mick Foley. He was a representative, not a senator. Mick Foley. Fucking Mankind was in the House of Representatives for Florida.
Dude, he showed 90s. You love.
Do you think
Here, look at this cactus jet?
If Mankind was in the Senate and then he came one day as Cactus Jack, and they think, no, you can't do that. You weren't elected.
We'll find out soon. We'll find soon out with Kane. See if he comes in his fucking attire.
You weren't elected, Cactus Jack. Mankind was elected.
He comes back as Dude Love.
No, everybody loves that. Dude, I like that one of his underlings would be Terry Funk.
So Al Gore is going to be a president with moon prisons, and Florida State Senator Mick Foley, or Mankind, excuse me.
Mankind.
Where does Dude Love fit in all this, man?
He's Texas.
He's Treasury.
Bang bang. New meaning of that.
Oh,
what's going on in your movie now? Can we catch up?
I have no clue.
We missed part 3 for that. So what happens in part 4?
Oh shit! Yeah. Should I really just skip it?
You tell us.
All right, there's I'm gonna go through it quick.
Let's hear it.
Piper gets a new call about a new attack. Piper goes to the rapist hotel. The captain's pissed.
The rapist hotel.
Staying
there. Jesus, Roddy.
Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. Down at the end of Lonely Street, the Rapist Hotel.
That was actually the original cut, but it was too risque for the 50s. So.
That is a bad place to go.
Dude.
I mean, depends on your perspective, huh?
Well, do they charge by the hour, too, or is it the whole night?
I don't want to know.
All right. This sentence just says they check out the raped girl.
Oh.
She's basically breathing gases out of her mouth now. Piper finds Minnie Mabel guy again, and they're at either a future dentist office or tattoo shop. I couldn't figure it out. But Piper starts burning the dude's face with lasers.
Like, where are the lasers coming from? Like his eyes and shit? Or
No, he has like a laser gun. That's why I can't tell if it's like a
laser gun.
I can't tell if it's a laser tattoo gun or a laser dentist fucking instrument.
No, the whole new thing is like teeth tats, so it's just like it's a combination.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
teeth tats.
Yeah. Thank you. It's trademarked.
That's oh yeah, let's get on that.
All right. Fucking Piper puts a shock collar on Minnie Mabel, and he says at one point, "I hate to think of what they do to that pink puss of yours."
What?
So I don't know his obsession with Mabel's pink puss, but
it was ahead of its time in transgender rights.
Yeah.
So he's worried about his.
Yeah,
He's worried about him.
He recognizes that Mabel is a woman.
Mabel identified as something
Yeah,
else.
well, maybe Mabel has the anatomy, and he knows from prior experience.
All right.
He's actually just a jilted lover. That's all
He's just like angry
Mabel
at
is
him.
his ex.
That's why he keeps fucking with him, but never brings him in.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense now.
And that's why Mabel is a little mellow on him, so instead of saying kick his ass, he said kick his butt.
Kick his butt.
Because he doesn't really.
Because I want it later.
And that's why the guys went like so easy on him in the fight, because they know what's up.
They know that was his lover.
Yeah.
All right. The rape chick is dying, and little octopuses fly out of her stomach, and they attach to like different doctors' faces.
They just got little octopuses fly out of her stomach.
Yeah, they're tiny little octopuses that go flying and just like attach to different doctors' faces.
That's an awesome mental image. In my head, they're very jolly and happy, like woo.
They did. They kind of made sounds like little puppets, like yay, and jumped out.
Future 2009 babies are weird. I no longer want to have kids.
This is how every like baby post 2009 was born, was octopus explosion stomach.
That's why doctors wear masks.
Makes sense. They need to wear goggles now too, because they always attach the eye. Alright, we're at a rave, but it's just a glow stick rave. And there's some Asian dude just trying to sell glow sticks to everybody.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically looks like the kind of rave I would do in my room with a blacklight listening to Gravity Kills. Like when I was like 12. And I thought it was so cool.
We totally
My dad really liked that song.
We totally did that when we were 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, one of the dudes actually had my spiked haircut from high school.
Oh, man.
Like, remember when I had it blonde in the Liberty spikes?
Yeah.
So that guy was me. Alright. Minnie Mabel finds the rapist guy, but he's also setting Piper up to get shot by a guy who looks like Blade, but Blade that only hunts homosexual vampires.
Oh. Oh. He's very...
To kill him or to, like, take advantage of him?
He's gonna kill Piper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then Piper saves the Blade guy and shoots the rapist guy, and now Minnie Mabel and the Blade gay fighter are firefighting with him on the roof. Part 5. The rapist dances up to the roof where they're having a firefight. He's like...
just been, like, sashaying the whole time. He's like, hey.
He is. Like, he's kind of flaying around. Like, it's really cute the way he's dancing. And he just goes up there and he just kills the black dudes. So then Piper shoots him again.
This guy's a rapist and a racist. This is bullshit. I hope he goes down soon.
A racist rapist. Yeah, he never fucked any black chicks, so there is something to that. Alright, now Piper's being arrested, but then he talks to the guys, and they're like, oh, well, you and your damn black whatever badge, or whatever I said earlier.
Your black shield. Oh.
He throws him into a dresser and the man dies.
Oh, I thought he repeatedly threw him into the dresser.
No, just once. The guy kind of stumbled over it and died. Very bloodily, too. Like, there was this blood pouring on the floor. Because he stubbed his toe. that could have been, yes.
Had a weak disposition.
He was in the wrong profession as a bodyguard. Now the rapist guy is gonna rape the female doctor. Piper stops that shit. The guy escapes out the window. We're at Piper's house, and he tells the doctor lady about his dead wife. And the doctor lady says, "I look like her, don't I?"
What? No, she should have said, "I don't want to hear about this right now. This is awkward."
Well, the thing is, the rapist was trying to rape her, and he was yelling this name, and it was Piper's dead wife's name. Because back in the day, the rapist guy was engaged to Piper's wife, but he was abusive and shitty. And then when Piper was out to work one day, the guy came back and, raped and killed her.
Okay.
So then Piper caught him and put him in lunar prison. And that's why when he found out that this guy was there... So now this guy thinks that she's...
It should have been called Scifighters. It should have been called, Sci-Raping. There's so much rape
Sci-Rapers.
Yeah, oh, wow. I heard of very few movies with as much rape as this damn thing has.
Dude, there's so much goddamn rape in this movie. And the funny thing is, I'm saving it for my bullet points, but there's something really funny about, the director and him wanting to, what he did to this movie, even though everything that's going on of his... I'll get to it.
Okay.
All right, so part 6. We're back at the hospital. The rapist guy is chasing the doctor woman around for 5 minutes in the basement.
Who wants the tickets?
And then she fucking forklifts him into a wall. But he survives.
Is he still
Piper
dancing?
comes in. No, he does. He dances throughout everything. When he's on the roof, he's swinging between the girders and shit, dancing. And Piper comes in and he's on top of her. She says, "Don't shoot him, he'll explode," because of all the gases inside of him that are building up from that fucking space virus. So Piper takes the "do not shoot, he'll explode" as, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot him with a grenade launcher." So he shoots a grenade launcher at both of them while the guy is on top of her.
Smart call.
So, but the lady's fine. The rapist guy is fine, even being shot at with a grenade launcher. Now they're on the roof fighting, and there's lots of almost railing kills, which got me excited. And then Piper is holding on to the edge for dear life, and I'm gonna save the rest for my fucking bullet points.
All right, so that brings us to our next segment where we do our best bullet points. That is the selling points and the best moments and bits and pieces of each of our movies. So I went first with Jingle All the Way 2. And so after my enthusiastic sell of the movie to you guys...
we didn't buy it.
Yeah, no, I don't have any fucking selling points. I watched a fucking Larry the Cable Guy movie. I pass.
Oh.
I got nothing.
Okay. All right. So I do have...
No, hold on. I want to just dig into this a little deeper. What the fuck made you want to watch this? Besides Santini or whatever... But why? He was...
But there's two movies with Billy Hang on. There's two movies with Billy Blanks and Roddy Piper with guns, and you watched Jingle All the Way too. I don't understand.
Well, see, because those ones, first of all, I couldn't think of, a specific wrestler to go search for, right? And I figured like Roddy Piper, you guys were like one of you were sure to do. You know what I mean? I didn't want to do like Hulk Hogan or somebody like that, like big obvious choices.
Joe Santino, it's so funny.
Yeah, I didn't want to do big obvious choices. I don't know a lot of wrestlers, so I figured my best bet was go to like WWE films and like, you know, look through what's there. And that's more recent, you know, because they've only been around in that form since 2007 or something like that. So it's like movies made from 2007 onwards. And it conveniently showed me what wrestler was featured. So I was like, okay, here we go. And I looked at a few of them, and I was like, you know what? Because a lot of them are just generic action movies. So I was just like, you know what? This one looks like it'd be have the most fun for the show. And like I said, I thought it was Larry versus Santino, not Larry, and Larry.
But he was listed third. Like, that's what's fucking pissing me off, is he was third billed.
But if you go on the Wikipedia the way I did, like when you first just get there, he's second billed on the main Wikipedia on the top of the Wikipedia page. That's what I worked off of. I just went there, saw that, and I was like, done.
By the way, I was going to do a different Roddy Piper movie, but I thought you guys may have seen it, so I didn't do it.
Which one were you going to do?
Hell Comes to Frogtown.
I actually
I just saw pictures of that. I was looking at that.
It's
it looks
so
cool.
fucking... I've watched it like many years ago. It's fucking great. It's about like him fucking the last women on Earth because frogmen have taken over the world. It's so good.
I think I might have it on the list for my blog.
It's a really fun movie, and apparently they made a sequel starring nobodies, but nobody's ever seen it.
It's on YouTube.
It may have been a TNT movie. What?
So is it on YouTube in 8 parts?
I never looked.
So I do have a minor selling point for my film, even though it was an atrocious film, and it's that the hot chick is '90s hot chick Daisy Fuentes, whom I beat off to incessantly when she was doing yoga commercials at 6 a.m. on ESPN.
Oh my God, we probably beat off at the same time.
Absolutely, we did.
Yeah.
So
does that make us like Eskimo brothers if we jerked off to the same chick at the same time?
Dude,
there's got to be another word for that or something.
Dude, us and every other guy who was 13 to 15 in 1999.
And had cable, yeah.
I didn't even have
if
cable.
You jerked off to Daisy Fuentes, write us.
She was on the non-cable channels too.
Oh, was she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. She was all over the place doing yoga then.
Doing like those yoga infomercials? Yeah, they turn up on like Fox at 12:30 at night.
So she, you know, like I said, she kind of sucked in this, and she wasn't very pretty, but it made me think of ESPN2 Daisy, and it made me very happy. So
that's made you very happy. Is that a euphemism?
Yes. I looked up Daisy Fuentes yoga commercials and just kind of watched that for a little bit.
For nostalgia.
Now I want to look that up. I want to go back and beat off to that, and then beat off to Girls Gone Wild pixelated videos
with Doug Stanhope.
Yes, and then just that generic da-da-da-da-da-da music like behind it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, so I actually have a few for mine.
All right.
The first one I'm going to start off with is. My movie was directed by a guy by a name.
Jim.
Tim.
I'll let you get it out. My movie was directed by a man named Peter Savatek. I don't know. SVATEK.
He sounded like a broken robot.
Shut up.
Like
fuck
me.
You. But I knew what I was doing. Alright. So this man, Peter Savatek, is the director of a certain movie that has been brought to this podcast before.
Oh?
Hemoglobin!
Oh!
And the thing is, this movie was 1996, and Bleeders was 1997, so he did this movie right before Bleeders.
Oh, man.
And the funny thing about it is, like, one of the trivia things I read about this movie is, like, he went through and censored all the times they said fuck in the movie because he wanted it to get like a PG-13 rating, but he didn't think about all the rape and fucking gore that was in it being a problem. So when they rated it, they're like, absolutely not. We don't care if you said kick his butt. This woman's being raped horribly on screen and then has to relive it. But I guess Peter did not understand that concept.
What? I don't know.
They were bleeders.
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin.
That's a episode 8 callback?
Yeah, it's way back there.
Go look up the year the Event Horizon was released episode.
And one of the... I got a couple more. There's this black guy doctor that I didn't talk about, but he calls the chick doctor a lot. And what happened was he was one of the guys who got the octopus in the eye. And every time he calls, like, it just keeps getting worse and his face just keeps looking more fucking morbid and shit. So, by the last time he calls her, like in part 6, he's just like, you know what, I've fucking had it. So he gets naked and just sets himself on fire.
Oh!
Yeah.
I like a good
So we have
immolation.
a naked... I was going to say a naked black man immolation.
Beautiful.
Alright, another one is the rapist guy, when he's like walking around and like dancing and shit and talking and trying to catch this girl, he's like, Jenna! Jenna! He basically, and I bring up this guy a lot on the show, but he sounds like James Franco drunk doing Tommy Wiseau. And he kind of has like the hairstyle too. So the whole time I was just picturing it as like a fucked up Wiseau drunk, he raping these poor women all over fucking the future. And the final thing is, the final scene of the movie is the fucking lady, the lady doctor. Like, so Piper's hanging off the edge of the building, remember?
Yeah.
That's where I left you? He was hanging off the edge of the building, like, ah, no! So the chick comes out and she shoots a giant laser at the fucking, the rapist dude, and he just completely sets on fire. Full immolation.
Ooh.
And then he...
Double immolation.
Yeah.
And then he falls over a railing.
Yes!
And falls off the building, and you see his
boy.
flaming body fall all the way down the fucking 20-story building and hit the ground. So it was an immolation railing kill.
Ooh.
While the guy is screaming like, Wiseau. That is my selling points.
Beautiful.
Mike, can you follow that?
Sorry?
He already did.
Oh, my bad.
I already
My
did,
bad.
bro.
I just had so much that it just, you forgot.
Just settled in, and I was just like, wow. Nothing else ever happened. All right, now it's time.
Daisy Fuentes, man.
Hey.
I wish Daisy Fuentes caught on fire.
I'd jerk off to that.
This
Fell off a railing.
girl is
That
on
would've been
fire.
All
A
right.
Daisy Fuentes flaming railing kill. That would be an automatic win. Anyway, now it's time to move on to our favorite part of the show. The reason there is a show at all, when we compare all of our movies to Paul W.S. Anderson's 1997 cult classic Event Horizon in a segment we'll always call The Horizon Shift.
Horizon shift.
Horizon shift.
Okay, so I didn't have a bullet point, but I couldn't get away without having at least a butchered, hacked up, terrible Horizon Shift.
I gotta know how this is
Yeah,
gonna be,
okay,
man. Like,
right.
this is all I've been thinking about since you started talking about your dumb movie.
So one rough thing is, these two guys are kind of head to head, competing much in the same way that Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill can go head to head over the affection or destruction of the ship. But that's not really my shift. My real shift is that, a lot of the characters dreamed or had the horrific visions of, like Dr. Weir had his wife who had committed suicide. Kathleen Quinlan had her, her disabled, or well, I don't think he was dead, but her son. So they all have like this sort of like sense of loss when it comes to the family.
Hold on.
Was he retarded, or was he just like, he got some disease?
He had like the leg disease.
Yeah, he wasn't retarded though.
He had retarded legs.
Disabled. Like.
Oh yeah, you're right. I just thought he was.
Hold on. Are you gonna compare those terrible nightmares to the Larry the Cable Guy bear?
I wish I had a thread to stitch those two together, but I don't. No, the essence of the movie, right, besides facing your guilt and your fears and things, beneath that is like this sense of like, these people obviously care very much for these loved ones, just like Noelle just wants her family to be together. They all just want to be with their family.
Jesus Christ. Noelle. Okay, that's the one for Noelle there. So my horizon shift is the Stinger's eyes. Okay, Sting has these really deep, dark, and intense black eyes, and they're really
because there's paint around them.
No, not in this movie though. So. They're the only point in the film that actually look good, and it's almost like they filmed his eyes in high definition. That's how intense they are.
Got your VHS.
So every time, every time the Stinger starts doing something like extra intense, they do this close up of his eyes, right? And his eyes look exactly like the Event Horizon gravity drive core.
With like the rings and everything.
Yeah, like almost like you
like
can
the
see
color,
like
the color spins around his pupil.
It's just it's completely pure dark, but it's what it reminds me of, since we're doing a Horizon.
Okay.
Show. So you get these few seconds of imagining Sting like weaponizing hell, or sending some baddies there before, you inevitably get let down again. But it's a lovely few seconds before Sting does something to disappoint you. That is my Horizon shift. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. All right. My horizon shift is basically when us humans start fucking around in space, something bad always happens.
It's true.
It's a little bit of hell coming home.
Yeah. And I know we just voted for lunar prisons and everything, but I think we could actually work it out now that we've been aware of this situation since 1996 and 97.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've had 20-something years to fucking prepare ourselves for this evil, so we can
even
actually...
longer. I mean, Alien came out in like 1970 something.
Yeah,
a long time. Long.
So
Aliens, hell.
Are you saying skip the moon prisons and send these guys straight to hell on an event horizon?
Bro! You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say
we need a fucking gravity drive, goddammit.
Talk about far right.
Dude, we will fucking put the Event Horizon on the moon.
That's a
and
little
you will
close.
look
Keep
up
it
at
out there
night
in
and see
Neptune,
these people
please.
dying.
Yeah, Neptune or like Pluto or something.
No, it's close. We're gonna look at the fucking thing.
We're just gonna see like just darkness blot out the sky and know that another prisoner went to hell.
I want barbed wire around the fucking moon.
Oh.
Barbed wire and maggots wrapped around the fucking moon. Yeah, that's what I got.
That's your shift?
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's my shift.
That's a shift. I like it.
Moon prisons to hell prison.
No, I said that when we go to space, like, we always, bring back some shit. Yeah, like some hell and bullshit.
Alright.
I'm just...
TJ's shitting on both of our shifts, and he got fucking Noelle hugging a bear. Stupid. Come on, man.
He's trying to downplay it. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What happens next?
Now we vote for who
next?
won this thing. I get to go first. I really like the idea of the commercials, but double elimination has to do it. Angus wins for me.
Yes. Thank you.
As much as I want to make this interesting, Angus is clearly the winner since TJ forgot part of his assignment here.
Not part of my assignment.
Dude, that's my favorite part is when somebody picks the theme and then they fuck it up.
Yeah.
It's just bad all around. So. Plus, the double immolation was amazing, and what else can you do?
It was funny because I saved I wrote down the black dude one throughout the thing, but I was like, I should save that, and I cut it all out because I was like, an immolation at the end, that's cool. So I cut it to the end, and then the other one happened, and I was like, holy fuck. The other one happened with a railing kill. It couldn't be better, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just put them both at the end because it's too fucking awesome.
The 1-2
I
punch.
guess just for posterity's sake, what do you got, Angus?
I would have picked Daisy Fuentes.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, just that's what sold me. The thing with Sting without the makeup really bummed me out.
Yeah.
And the fact that Big Boss Man really wasn't the boss man.
And Vader wasn't his partner or his brother.
Yeah, Vader should have been a partner.
And really, the only exciting part of the movie was my commercials. So,
Yeah. You didn't even tell us
I
about
was
your movie.
thrilled.
Yeah, really. Dude, I swear, I'm reading through the notes. I'm like, the last page is mostly my commercials.
I don't recall anything except Sting was in the movie and commercials.
And there was a camera, he had a brother.
And his eyes looked like fucking spiky hell
His eyes
portals.
were black.
Yes, that's right. Intense, very dark and intense, spiky hell
All
portals.
right. Angus, do you have a theme ready, or are you going to have to give us a day?
No, I have a theme ready. I have fucking tons of them in my head.
Oh, me too. My next one is a doozy. Anyway.
All right, so for my next one, I'm gonna go with the theme creature feature.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a wide world of movies right there.
But, can it be like Godzilla, or is it
No,
like
Godzilla's not a
weird
creature.
creatures, or... Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would go.
That's why I asked, yeah.
I would go weird or something. That's more like kaiju if we were gonna do something like that.
Yeah.
But
I think you're It's Alive
Yeah,
and Pumpkinhead. And...
yeah, Pumpkinhead is a great example of a creature feature movie.
I'm gonna fuck this up, and Tia's gonna yell at me again.
We're both
Probably.
gonna
I
yell at
feel
you.
it. Yeah.
That's kind of the interesting thing about this is it's a little bit of an experiment to see what you think a creature feature is.
I can't wait to get my...
I hope he picks Breakfast on Pluto.
He's gonna watch another Kevin Spacey movie.
Something involving a garden.
yeah.
Flowers.
It's gonna be botanical in nature.
All right. So
Oh my god, now he's gonna watch Little Shop of Horrors. Alright, well, we've been 16-ounce cinema. Angus, you're so good at the plugging.
Okay, so everybody, thank you for joining us for the first episode of Season 2.
Welcome to Season 2, thank you.
Yes, anybody that's listening, new listeners, old listeners, we appreciate you all.
Wrestlers,
and
we
would
love
like
you the most.
Wrestlers, if Mick Foley, the child, whatever,
Mick
guy
Foley's
is
not listening, but mankind is.
Please go follow our Facebook page, our Instagram.
And
don't
Dude
go to
Love,
the other
please
site.
leave a review.
Dude Love reviews would be fucking amazing.
Imagine
Telling
that.
us how groovy we are.
Yeah.
Oh, I would
I
love
want
that.
a review from Dude Love.
Dude, please, people, if you're gonna fucking give us reviews on iTunes and shit, for the love of God, make them different mankind aliases, different Mick Foley aliases, so we know that you're true fans. But yes, follow us on all those
True fans actually
things.
listen to
to
these
us
last
on
5 minutes. Nobody else is.
Listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, sometimes YouTube, wherever We're going to be on other platforms soon. Hopefully by the end of this episode, I will let you know. But yes, we love you all, and
you can always come comment and chat with us on Facebook, facebook.com/16ounce cinema.
Yes, we want to hear from you guys. We love feedback.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Bruce.